Sharp 7 p.m. in India. Let's respect time. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, someone said, Praveen, let's respect time. Absolutely. I will respect time. Don't worry. It's sharp 7 p.m. in India. Let's respect time and let's start, ladies and gentlemen. Those who are watching me on Zoom, thank you very much for joining here. In case if you're watching me somewhere else, maybe on Facebook or YouTube, thank you very much for joining there too. Today's agenda is how to speak in English fearlessly and fluently, the way we speak in our mother tongue, with a comfortable smile on our face. We'll talk about that. We'll discuss that. Very important if you're living in our country. In India, it is so important to grow in your life. You have to speak in this language. But before that, certain questions are coming in my mind, and let me settle those questions first, even before we move forward. Because what I've learned as a student of communication, while speaking, if there are certain questions in your mind, if that questions or those questions are not settled, they will keep bothering you. So one question coming in my mind, because I've been doing this particular workshop, I think very frequently, to be honest, very frequently, because looking at the response and looking at the requirement of this. Because I've been doing this very frequently, one question coming in my mind, how many of you are here who said, Praveen, I have already attended this workshop? Click on A. I have already attended this particular workshop. Click on A. Click on B. No, Praveen, I have not attended. A. I have attended. B. I have not attended. A. I have attended. B. I have not attended. This particular workshop, if you have already attended, click on A. If you're attending this particular workshop for the first time, click on B. Okay, let me end the poll and let me share the results with you. So around 30% people and around 70% people, I would say. So 30% people, it's just like you like a good movie and then you watch it again. That might be the reason I'm very optimistic. Or maybe you have not understood. I could not able to make you things explain better in last webinar. So within my capacity, I will try my best, irrespective of what reason you are here. I respect that because whenever we meet again and again, we strengthen our relationship, isn't it? So thanks for revisiting this live webinar. 70% people who are meeting for the first time, especially for this live webinar, within our capacity, I will make sure that today you should change the way you look toward this language, English. Let's understand that how. Before that, one more question coming in my mind. Let me settle that too also. Tell me, let me use the Paul Pope chat module to ask that question. Tell me, where are you from, by the way? Just type your city name in the chat box. Just type your city name in the chat box. Where are you from? Type your Pune, Visakhapatnam, Ghaziabad, Bangalore, Guntur, Delhi, Chennai, Sangli, Hyderabad, Nashik. You know why I always ask people, or many times I ask people to write their city name. You know why? Not because it has been told to us that, to engage the audience, do all that. Not because of that. I genuinely wanted to feel this, understand this. We are in 2021. It's a matter of one click, ladies and gentlemen, and you can become a host and I can become the attendee and student. I can learn from you. It's a matter of one click just. Are you leveraging that technology? Someone sitting in Kolkata, someone in Indore, out of curiosity, if you're thinking, Praveen, where are you sitting? I'm in Mumbai right now. So I'm respectfully stopping that chat because it will keep on coming. Hundreds of people are here, but we have to respect time. The reason I'm stopping that chat because one more thing which I've learned in public speaking, that it's a responsibility of the speaker only to ensure that nothing is taking the attention of the audience away from the content. So if I keep the chat open, your eyes will be there. Let's come to the point. How to speak in English fearlessly and fluently, just like our mother tongue. This session is divided in 3 parts. Part number 1, what is my association? Why I'm interested in this topic? First, let me share that with you. The reason I will share that with you, because after listening to that, you should feel this. If he can speak, anyone can speak in English. That's the only reason. So when did I fall in love with this language? First, I will tell you that. Second, I understand. I'm not dismissing or belittling the importance of learning this language, like any other language, grammar, vocabulary, everything. We have to learn it. Without learning, you expecting speaking in any language, then you can speak in Chinese and German also if you're not learning it. So I understand the importance of learning. But the problem with this language is the mindset, the way we look towards it. That is really making this language very difficult for Indians, especially for Indians I'm talking about. So today we will cover 5 mindset very carefully, one by one, which I want you to develop. What do you mean by mindset? The way you perceive this language, the way you look toward this language, moment you change that, it's all in mind, isn't it? Moment you change that, moment you develop that perception, 50% work is done. 50% in the sense, yeah, you will be calm, composed, and relaxed. If it is not heavy here, it's light. So 5 mindset. The third is after listening to this mindset, you say, Praveen, yes, now I have a strong mindset. If you can speak, when I can speak, then we'll discuss the strategy. What is the strategy to take the journey further? Clear? So keep the strategy aside for a moment. Keep the mindset aside for a moment. Let's see what is my association with this language. When did I fall in love? By the way, when do you learn this language? We learn this language in school, correct? Most of us, many of us. I don't remember learning anything in school. If you attend my fear of public speaking workshop, you will find in depth why I was not interested in learning. I will not go there today. But I was not at all interested in studies. Now, how to identify those students who are not interested in studies? Very easy. Check their ninth standard results. If you fail in ninth standard, till ninth standard school will push you, isn't it? Most of the cases, at least in those days. But after ninth standard, or when you are in ninth standard, and if the teachers are 100% confirmed that he or she is not going to clear 10th standard, then they retain. I was the only child, by the way, in ninth standard, failed. So it took 2 years to clear my ninth standard. I failed in maths and English. Took 2 years, clear my 10th, ninth standard, and then reached 10th standard. And my dad, throughout the 10th standard, he had only one request. Please make sure you clear your 10th standard. If you don't clear your 10th standard, if you are stuck in 10th, you are stuck for life. Not typical, that was the culture, especially now also, but in those days it was very prominent. Stuck in 10th, you're gone. Metric pass. Done. So I didn't disappoint him, by the way. I will love to show you. My dad was so proud of me when he saw this 10th standard mark sheet. English 45, Hindi 66, maths 30, 38 is a mystery, by the way. I accept everything, but I I respectfully reject 38. Why a mystery? Because after the exam, after the maths exam, when I came outside, sat with the paper, and all the questions which I have solved, I thought for every question I will get full out of full. And then I calculated, the summation was still not 35, 38. So someone who checked my paper, thank you very much. So I passed. Now you might be observing all these numbers. You might be reacting to this. My dad reacted only to this PASS. That's it, pass. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, why I'm sharing this with you? The only reason I'm sharing this with you because when I see some people cribbing, crying, giving excuses, my childhood was not like this, and I not belong to that. I didn't go to that convent school. I didn't get that conducive atmosphere at my home. My parents never used to speak in English. My neighbor never used to speak in English. With whom I should speak in English? All that, the truth. I'm not denying that. But if at this point of time, wherever you are, infancy stage of the career, middle of the career, top of the career, wherever you are, if still today, if you're giving that excuse, that's not fair. It's gone. That's the past. Your childhood is everything, is gone. Done. Let's not live the childhood right now. Let's not live the second hand life. Right? Life is now, not after 5 seconds or before 5 seconds. So what happened? After 10th standard, when I got passed, I got my first motivator in my life. My first motivational speaker, my mama, sitting next to me. She said, Praveen, your brother, he's getting admission in engineering. I said, who wants that? He will get a good job. I said, who wants that? Of course, no, mute. And then he will get a good girl. And I said, yeah, I want that. And it was very clear in those days. Girls like only those boys who were serious in life. And the only yardstick to judge the seriousness of boys, whether you are taking science, commerce, or arts. Science, super serious. Commerce, less serious. Arts, not at all serious. That was the fact, right? I said, no, I want to be serious. I decided to take science. But with that mark sheet, where you will get science? But there is one college in Nasik. There is one college. in those days, if you're not getting admission anywhere, you get admission there. And if you're going to that kind of college, then you can understand what kind of crowd you will get, not yo-yo crowd. Because in 11th and 12th, you improve your English. Why? Because you get good crowd with whom you can speak. But I don't remember speaking in English in 11th and 12th. But the reason I took science, ladies and gentlemen, I was very serious for that. Girl. So I found my girl in 11th standard only. I would fall in love with that girl, and we are happily married now. We are living a productive life. So I don't remember learning 11th and 12th, even in 11th and 12th English. So when did I learn this language then, by the way? Then you go to graduation, you get almost 3 to 4 years. If you are going outside, then it's good. So I went to hostel for 4 years. And in hostel, when you are spending time with people, where you speak English, you improve your language. I've seen a lot of time people, they build fluency and build this language during 4 years of graduation, isn't it? So I did my graduation. There is a place called Pravra Rural College of Pharmacy. You go to Shirdi Sai Baba, might have heard Shirdi Sai Baba, go 28 kilometers further inside Maharashtra. You will find a village called Loni. In that, there is a college called Pravra Rural College of Pharmacy. Forget the students. Rarely teacher used to speak in English. Not required only. So I don't remember speaking in English there also. Then I got job in Sipla as a medical representative. And I got headquarter like Satara and Karad for initial almost 2.5 years of my life. Now, Satara and Karad, there are certain cities in Maharashtra where they have huge obsession and love for their language, mother tongue, Marathi. So in case if you speak in English there, of course, inside the doctor's clinic, we can always show that and speak in English. There's a difference between speaking technical English and speaking English, building conversation. So in case if you go out and speak in English there, they might look towards you with the corner of their eyes and they will say, don't act smart. Of course, in Marathi. So I don't remember, not required only. Then, ladies and gentlemen, there was a twist in the story. I thought all the dreams, if you really want to achieve the dreams, at least in our country, you have to come to Mumbai. I used to believe in that. So I decided to come to Mumbai. And I applied. I wrote a letter to my boss. I will show that letter to you because I was in sales. And I wrote a letter to my boss in 2003. 2001, I started my career. In 2003, almost 2.5 years after spending in the industry, that I'm interested in marketing because the marketing team was in Mumbai. Let me show that letter to you. And the reason I'm showing that letter to you, because that will help you to understand my level of English, even when I started career in 2.5 years. Just a few days ago, my boss called me, said, Praveen, hey, he didn't call me. He just sent me on WhatsApp. Praveen, I saw this email. You remember this letter? Let me zoom this letter for you. See, after spending 2.4 years forget in the that is in article vertical, nothing to do with all that. It's beyond beyond imagination. I want you to read one line, ladies and gentlemen, here. Only one word, rather, not line. Few of the examples I have to quote here. Now, this is the letter someone is writing to his boss. And this letter is going to decide a very important thing of his life. In fact, two things. First, whether I'm going to Mumbai or not so I can grow in my life. Second thing, my girl with whom I fall in love with that girl is from Mumbai. She came to Nasik only because she could not, or parents could not afford her education. So she was in Nasik only for 2 years. She was back to Mumbai. So can you see my degree of seriousness? My career and my girl was based upon this letter. With all my degree, all that seriousness, I wrote that letter. Still so many mistakes. COT. That was my level of English. With that level, I came to Mumbai and I got a shock of my life. Shock of my life. I don't know why people do this here, especially in Mumbai. I can understand speaking in English in the conference room. Whilst drinking tea also English. While smoking also English. Laughing in English. Everything in English. And I said, I can't. How do I build conversation with them? And then in those meetings, in brainstorming meetings, small meetings when the discussion is on, and I have an idea in my mind. I have a thought in my mind. I want to say something. But it was so fast going in front of me. And the thought coming in my mind, hey, if I speak in English and if that line is wrong, if I'm not able to pronounce that word correctly, I stopped expressing. Let me ask this question via poll. Tell me, how many of you sitting here, you say, Praveen, yes, sometimes we hesitate to express just because we have to express in English. Click on A. That Praveen, yes, sometimes even I hesitate to express. We are not expressing freely just because we have to use this language. We are not allowed to speak in our mother tongue. Click on it. Click on B. No, Praveen, I don't agree with this. A, if you think that. B, if you don't. A or B. A or B. Let me end the poll and let me share the results. What do you mean by that? 93% people and 7% people. Ladies and gentlemen, statistics are statistics. If I'm meeting 1,000 people or 10,000 people, it doesn't matter. Statistics remain the statistics. So are we saying here that in our country, out of 10, 9 people hesitate to express? Because how do you express, by the way? The very fundamental requirement of the expression is language. If you're not comfortable with that language, how do you express? And my question is that how do you grow in your life without expression at workplace? At the start of the career, you might keep your head down in that laptop and work for 24 and 7. But the way you grow in your life, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sirs and madam, you have to share, you have to speak, you have to express. Without expression, how can you grow? I thought, let me learn this language. So I thought, if I'm not expressing, forget thriving, it's difficult for me to survive. But then I did the same mistake, which normally many people do. What is a mistake? I will start reading newspaper. I will start watching TV. I will make a small notebook. I will start writing words. I did that. Whenever you take efforts, you get some benefits. I'm not denying that. But when you learn in an organized way, you can change. It can change your life. So for a few years, I was with that kind of techniques and methods. But then I started realizing this, that is spoiling my growth. Other people who are meeting, speaking in meeting fast, expressing. I'm not, see, I'm not in the favor of just speaking in the meeting, but I believe in this. Hard work is given. Even if you're Tata Birla Ambani, you don't get up in the morning, you say, I'm Tata Birla Ambani, let me go back to sleep in the blanket. They take their bag and go to work. If you want to grow, hard work is given. You have to do hard work. Without that, there's nothing. But unless and until you don't learn how to express the learnings from that hard work as a leader, you can't grow. Can't grow. It's impossible. So my growth stopped. Then I stopped one day at Bandra station. I was going from Mumbai Central, West Cipla offices to Dahisar. I stopped at Bandra station one day. There was a big hoarding called English speaking classes. I said, let me learn. Let me go and let me at least start inquiring about it. So I went to that English speaking classes. I knocked the door. A girl was sitting down. I still remember the girl. There's a reason why I remember. I will tell you that. But I asked her, I want to join English speaking classes. She said, what you do? I said, I'm a manager in Cipla. She said, you should join executive batch. You will refresh your English. I said, one can refresh something only if you have learned before. I've never learned before this language. And she said, then you should join a basic batch, but there are only kids in the basic batch. I said, I'm absolutely okay with that. I don't mind. And then she asked me one more question. Where you work in Cipla? Because I told her. And then she said, is there any vacancy in Cipla? That's the reason I remember. I said, yeah, I've come from my problem. You have your own issues in life. So, ladies and gentlemen, I remember for the first time, I learning English with small kids at the age of 28 or 29. And it was a 3 month course. I used to go sometimes because I was working, but within my capacity, I did. And moment you invest your time, energy, money, resources to learn any skill, whether it's English or playing basuri, you become good at it. You slightly become better at it. That's called learning. So I slightly become better at it. Then I got busy in my life. I was not a speaker in those days that I have to speak every day. No, I was in marketing. So I could able to build that control, or at least that level that, yes, even though not fluent, but at least making sentences in mind and then speaking without, that doubt that am I speaking correctly or not. That level of fluency. Then with that level of fluency, I was living, started my entrepreneurship journey also. At the age of 37, something happened. I started learning public speaking. And when I started learning public speaking, I found there's one very big problem with public speaking skill, which is very unique problem. That one of the reasons why people do not able to master this skill. Very unique problem. You learn any skill, you can practice. You cannot practice public speaking skills. Where do you practice? Public is busy. You say, Praveen, I am already speaking in front of my colleagues. That's not practice. That's actual public speaking. I said, where do you practice? There are techniques and methods of public speaking. When you learn, where do you practice? So I thought the only way to practice is social media. Let's make video. Public is there, sitting there. So I started making videos on social media, rather took the decision of that I will make videos on social media. I had two options. Make videos in Hindi, which I just love. I just, if you remember my mark sheet, 66 I got in Hindi only. I love that language. Second, in English. Not good, not fluent, not fearless. I thought there's an opportunity for me to improve this language too, along with public speaking. One stone, two birds. And then I decided, because it's very easy to choose whenever you are slightly confused between two options. Very easy. Have a thumb rule in your life. Choose the difficult one. Standing in front of staircase and escalator, choose the staircase. Difficult but beneficial. Limited time is there in life, right? Otherwise, we all have to leave. Choose a difficult option. So I decided to choose the difficult one, started making videos. And then I got a shock of my life again. Suddenly, I realized there are so many freelancers available on social media, irrespective of what you are speaking on. In case if you're making videos on English, their responsibility is to correct your English. Correct or talk about English, not about the content. Let me give an example. See, very recently, I think it's a matter of last 2 to 3 days only. Say, I posted this image, a simple image where my mother, despite now she is living with us, and I'm so happy my parents are living with me. And she was just preparing for Diwali. Now listen very carefully. She's preparing for Diwali. Good things should not be changed. Mother gearing up for Diwali. Is there any scope here to comment on my English? Or with a good or bad intention, secondary. See this. If you go down in the comments, gearing up, it's a British English or American English. Hurry here. Why we are finding to learn? Maybe this gentleman or maybe a lady might have written that comment with some good intention. I'm not denying that. But why we try to find English or try to correct English? Let me launch a poll, by the way. Have you experienced this, that especially in our country, many, you might have observed or witnessed many times, irrespective of the content, whether content, someone is teaching you English, I can understand. Irrespective of the content, people have a habit of commenting on English. Click on A. Click on it. Click on it. Click on B. No, Praveen, I don't think so. A, if you think so. B, if you don't think so. A or B? A or B? A or B? Okay, let me end the poll and let me share the results. 91. So 91% people. So it's not my experience. Out of 10, 9 Indians. Why? So I thought, I can't take this. I can't take this kind of, these comments are still okay. There's one comment which will help you to understand what kind of comments. There was one simple video. In that video, there was a simple line, one of my friend. It should be one of my friends. S was missing. So someone, and that video was not on English. That video was why I decided to go for meditation, 10 days meditation course. So one of my friend suggested me, that was the contest. Someone in the chat, Mr. Praveen Vadalkar. In this video, at this point, at this 1.0 or whatever timing frame, you said one of my friend, inverted comma, it should be one of my friends. And then people reacted to it. Arey, first you should learn English, then you should teach. Why I'm teaching English here? I'm just sharing my views. So ladies and gentlemen, I thought I can't take all this. So I took a decision. I appointed one more trainer for English. I said, I need a personal mentor this time. I don't have time to react to all this. And then I appointed, at the age of 37, 38, I appointed one more mentor. She used to come every Thursday, around 3.5 months of course. And she worked on me and I started improving my English. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to be very precise answer to this question, when did you learn English? I learned English only 2 times in my life. It's just a language, just a skill like any other skill, which you have to learn and keep practicing, keep practicing, keep practicing. So I learned in my late 30s and I've learned in my late 40s. And the reason I'm sharing this with you because if someone sitting here, even if you're a CEO of one company or in the middle management, and if you think, Praveen, is this too late to learn this language? No, it's not late to learn anything on this planet Earth, provided if it is required to learn. And don't tell me this language is not required. With this, ladies and gentlemen, let's move into the second part of this session, which is what are the 5 mindset I have, which makes me very comfortable with this language. And I want you to absorb, inculcate these 5 mindset. Let's take one by one. The first mindset, which is the biggest problem, which is making this language very difficult for us, and that mindset is perfection. What do you mean by that? It's very simple to understand that anything, if you want to do 100% perfectly, it's difficult, including making a round chapati. It is difficult. Unfortunately, we don't do this with other languages. So example, if I'm speaking in Hindi, if I'm speaking in Marathi, I give myself a fair bit of liberty of doing some mistakes. But moment if you choose English to speak, we don't expect from ourselves also and even from others to make a mistake. Since childhood, I have seen this. You might have observed now also. You take a Gujarati family, and in case of the Gujarat, any family, just for the sake of example, Gujarati family going outside, and a very small child, 7 years, 8 years old child, speaking in English outside in the mall, and suddenly if the child is not speaking in correct English, the parents will notice, or at least will make that child aware about, hey, but if the child is speaking in Gujarati and making a mistake, or in Marathi, or in Punjabi, or in Telugu, Tamil, or we have so many languages in our country, we don't react to mistakes when kids or even adults do mistakes in their mother tongue, but we react when we do mistakes in English. How many of you agree with this? Click on A, Praveen. Yes, we agree with this, Praveen. We do that. Click on A. We agree with this, Praveen. Click on B. No, Praveen, we don't agree with this. A, we agree. B, we don't agree. A or B, A or B. Okay, let me end the poll and let me share the results. 96% people, they agree. So ladies and gentlemen, is this correct? Now we are talking about mindset. What world believes, that's okay. I'm talking about the people who are in this live webinar who are spending your valuable time. What should be your mindset? You can't change the world. Can you change yourself, your mindset? Your mindset should be, which is my mindset, that see, last 28 minutes, if you take the recording of that, right, is exactly 7:28 p.m. in India. So last 28 minutes, if you take the recording and analyze it, give it to some English expert, you will find many mistakes in that. So what? It's a language. Any language is complex. You expecting that one can speak in 100% correct English is an unfair expectation. Now, problem with us, and I'm very careful using with us, with Indians, is we not only help people to identify that mistakes, but I've seen, unfortunately, people belittling someone, laughing at people, making mockery of them, analyzing or evaluating. They have this yardstick that if you speak in good, correct English, it's just a language. Let's understand with the help of example. Take this example that you have representative of each region of our country, from Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, all each region. Make them stand in front of you, blindfold yourself, and ask them to pronounce this word entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, 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 entrepreneurship. You will get a number of versions of this word, isn't it? Now, I accept it that in our country, because we have our own mother tongue, there's always a scope of changing or change in pronunciation. I'm not at all advocating, I'm not at all advising that one should live with the mistakes in English. No, you have to learn, you have to improve. I'm not denying that. I'm talking about mindset, that in case if you're using this language, it should not happen that you have this mindset that I should not speak because if I do a mistake, that's the same mindset because of which I suffered a lot in my life when I came from small city to Mumbai. that I want to speak 100% correctly. So that mindset you should not have. Moment you don't have that mindset, your mind is very light. So what should be the mindset? The mindset should be that yes, I see there is a difference in pronunciation of entrepreneurship. If you stand in front of, if the 10 people are standing in front of representing 10 different regions, I see the difference. There is a difference in pronunciation, but that difference is not deficient. You cannot belittle someone because of that difference. Someone, you can't put someone down because of that difference. There's a difference. You should try your best to minimize that difference, but that difference is not deficient, boss. Clear? The first mindset which I want you to develop is this. Next time when you're speaking in English, and if you have this thought in your mind, what if I do a mistake? Oh, yeah, it's okay. It's a language only. I will do a mistake. What a big deal in that? When I speak in my mother tongue, when I do mistake there also, what's a big deal in that? Let me express. Let me share. First mindset. Let's move. Rather, this mindset only giving birth to another mindset. Why? Why we are so sensitive about mistakes in English? You should ask yourself. Let's investigate. Why? Why we are not sensitive towards mistakes in other languages, but only in English? Let's understand with the help of this simple example. And that is, imagine you are sitting in the flight. Air hostess started serving food. You are observing the air hostess from the corner of your eyes. And she's serving food. To everyone she is coming. Sir, would you like to take something? What would you like to take, sir? Would you like to take something? Madam, what would you like to take, sir? And she comes near to you, parallel to your row. Someone is sitting next to you. She asks her or that person, would you like to take something? And then after that, she comes to you. She looks towards you, top to bottom, bottom to top. And then she says, sir, aap kuch loge? And then suddenly you feel that why she has changed the language. Am I not projecting that image that even I can speak or understand English? Let me launch a poll. How many of you, see, tell me honestly, by the way, how many of you will slightly feel awkward? Slightly feel awkward if someone is changing the language like this. Click on A. Yeah, Praveen, I will feel slightly awkward. Click on A. Click on B. No, Praveen, I don't. A if you, B if you don't. A or B? A or B? A or B? Okay, let me end the poll. Around 83% people said Praveen A and 17% people said Praveen B. So 83 means out of 10, 8 people in India. Why? Why? How can one language can influence you like this, that you're feeling awkward or bad about it? Because we have associated this language with our image. Ladies and gentlemen, the life is sought for all the animals. Only one agenda, survival. So they take care of their food, they take care of shelter. Shelter because when they sleep, they're very vulnerable, so they have to sleep such a way that they should not be hunted. Life is sought for all the animals. Only one agenda, food, shelter. For us, that has been taken care. We have no food issue. We have no shelter issue. Correct? So we have created one more issue for us, which is the issue of our life, which is our image. I'm ready to die, but I'm not ready to compromise my image. For us, like all other animals, agenda is food, shelter. For us, agenda is only one thing, image. Nothing should spoil my image. So all the skills which are associated with image, including public speaking skills, they are so difficult to learn because you feel that if you're bad at it, then it's spoiling your image, including English. Only in our country. Go to China, go to other countries. If you're not able to speak in English, they don't feel bad about it. We feel. Now understand why and what should be the mindset here. Why? Because of two reasons. One, Britishers came here. And when Britishers were there, if someone is speaking in English, of course, Britishers were giving respect to them. Of course, you go to Germany, start speaking in German. They will give respect. Germany, any German coming here and start speaking in Hindi, you will be pleasantly surprised, isn't it? So when Britishers were there for a long period of time, and when they were giving respect to those Indians that they were speaking in English, that became the culture of the country. By the way, how do we develop? How one country does develop the culture? Very simple to understand. Even the world. For example, someone decided in the history, that if you are a man, cut hairs. Otherwise, there's any logic behind it. There's no logic. If you're a man, there's no logic in cutting hairs. If you're a man, someone decided in the history, cut hairs. There's someone told to someone, there's someone told to, then slowly that become the norm, that become the fashion, that become the culture. Now, most of the men on this planet Earth, even without thinking, they go to salon and they cut their hairs. Correct? There is a difference between following the culture and accepting the culture. You cannot say this, that Praveen, we should not have this culture in our country. The culture of this country is now this, that if you speak in English, you get respect. You cannot change the culture. You cannot change the culture of this world of long hairs, of short hairs. But there's a difference in following and accepting. For example, I accept the culture that yes, if you're a boy, you should cut hairs, but I don't follow it. I have the longest hair in my family. Longer than my wife, longer than my mother. I don't follow it. I accept it. I don't have that flag that no, all boys should grow hairs. No. Similarly, you have to accept this culture. You cannot challenge this culture. You challenging this culture that no, it should not be associated with the image is as good as you standing in front of a sea and saying, I challenge the waves. You can't challenge the wave. You have to accept it. So accept the culture, but don't follow it. It means you should not feel. So I don't feel elated or I don't feel happy if I speak in English. What's a big deal in that? It's just a language, boss. I've seen people feeling proud if they speak in good English. Parents feeling proud if the kids are speaking in English. What's a big deal? Don't inject that good English is good image. No. So one reason is, of course, the Britishers came. Another reason which has led to this situation is this. Oh my God. As a child, I have seen so many movies where they have given so much of emphasis on English. I can talk English, I can walk English, so many songs, so many stories. It's like if you see normal, old Hindi movies, if there is a line, Hindi line, for example, Chale jao yahan se, followed by I said get out. So we used to feel, okay, if you want to add power and strength in your talk, add English. So power, strength, image, if you speak in good English, good for image, bad for image, accept it. You can't change it, boss. But your mind should not feel like this, that if I'm speaking in good English, good for my image. If I'm speaking in bad English, bad for my image. No, not at all. Not at all. English has nothing to do with your image. There are multiple things which should decide whether you have a good image or not, just not any one language. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sirs and madams, write down the second word, image. The second mindset, image. That next time, if my English is good, that doesn't mean that I have good image. My English is poor, that doesn't mean that I have poor image. Clear? By the way, one question just popped up in my mind, and let me ask that question via poll. How many of you, by the way, sitting along with notebook and pen, click on A? Yeah, Praveen, we are sitting with notebook and pen. Click on B. No, Praveen, we are not sitting with notebook and pen. A, if you are. B, if you are not. A, if you are. B, if you are not. Okay, let me end the poll respectfully and share the result. 40, 60, 40% people. 60% people, absolutely okay. You must be having some genuine reason of not keeping the notebook and pen, but make sure you take the mental notes. The first word which I want you to write, whether notebook or whether in your mind, mistake. The second is image. Let's move forward. The third mindset. Many of us, we think like this, that Praveen, English is a foreign language. It's a foreign language, Praveen. Tell me, how many of you think like this? The problem is that it's a foreign language. Click on A, that you think that it's a foreign language? If you think it's a foreign language, click on A. Click on B. No, no, Praveen, I don't think so. A. If you think so, it's a foreign language, Praveen. B. If you don't. A or B? A or B? Let me end the poll and let me share the results. 43%, 50. I'm very happy. Very happy that maximum people already have that mindset. 57%. 43% people, significant number. Very carefully. The first problem, if you think it's a foreign language, you will never love neighbor's child. Moment you say foreign, you have that sense of alienation. It's not mine. How can you embrace something if you think it's foreign? It's yours. Why? Why is yours? Understand that. We think like this: Britishers came and then we were invaded by Britishers and all that saga. I'm not denying that. There are 200 countries on this planet Earth. Only 22 countries were never invaded by Britain. 22 is what percentage of 200? 10%? 90% countries were invaded by Britain. So let's keep that story aside for a moment. We are not special in that case. There are 6,000 languages on this planet Earth. 6,000. But still, around 50% people on this planet Earth, they use this language. India is the second largest consumer of this language. The international bilateral trade has to be in English. Even in those 22 countries where British never invaded, few countries invited British to adopt this language. Even in India, when the British was there, people like a social reformer like Raja Ram Mohan Rao, he was behind the system, behind the authority. Please adopt English in Indian education system. In those days, in Gurukul, everything was in Sanskrit. Why? The only reason for all this is only one. Because this language is simple. This is one of the simplest languages what we have. World just doesn't, people accept only those things which are simple. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, come out from this whole notion of foreign and this. It's a global language. Why don't you develop this mindset that no, I have not taken birth in one country or one city or one region. Rather, I have taken a birth on planet Earth. And make sure before we leave this planet, you see the planet Earth. As a solo traveler, sometimes I feel if I take a last breath, the first question, the only question I will be asking myself, hey, I've visited this planet. I've come on this planet. I've really visited. I've seen this planet or not. I have not taken birth in one country. I respect my country. I love my country. It has been told to me, this is my country. I've taken birth on planet Earth. Let me see planet Earth. It's only one language, good language, simple language. So make sure that you don't have that mindset. There's a foreign language in that. No, write down, develop this mindset. No, it's not a foreign language. It is the language. That's just a language. Just a language and a simple language. That's the reason the world is using it. We use things only when they're simple, isn't it? Let's move forward. The fourth mindset. Fourth mindset is very important, ladies and gentlemen. That will break or make whether you will able to speak in English fearlessly and fluently or not. The fourth mindset is, especially those people who have come out from their school and college. They have entered into school of life. Whether infancy stage of the career, middle of the career, top of the career, doesn't matter. But moment we come to school of life, we feel that enough education now. Why to invest time, energy, money, resources on education? I remember I was conducting a workshop on public speaking that day, and senior people sitting there from one corporate. And I asked them out of curiosity, so how many of you are attending this kind of workshop on public speaking for the first time? Around 80 to 90% AB, same AB. Around 80 to 90% people said, Praveen, no, we have never attended. I said, oh, good. And then in the middle, after some time, I asked one more question, that how many of you think that public speaking, your ability to speak in front of public is an important skill you have to learn for growth if you really want to become a leader? And of course, more than 90% people said, Praveen, yes, of course. Then I told them, or rather asked, then why you were waiting for this? Why you were waiting for your company to organize this workshop? Around 80 to 90% people, you only said, no, we have never taken any formal education on public speaking. And the reason because of that people were waiting, we all know that. Investment on education, personal investment has to be in the school, college. Moment I come outside, maybe my company will do, or let me learn from life only. That's the attitude we have towards. Let me launch a poll and ask, let me have an acid test. How many of you think that, yes, many times we have witnessed this, seen this kind of attitude only? Click on A. Or click on B. No, Praveen, I don't think so. A, yes, Praveen, this is the attitude we have seen. We have seen people not investing on their education. I'm not talking about you. Of course, you are sitting in the live webinar and learning. I'm talking about you observing this. Okay. Let me end the poll and let me share 65% and 35%. So, ladies and gentlemen, for many years, I was in 65% people. Never used to invest. What should be the attitude? What should be the mindset? Understand that, especially when you're learning English, you have to have this mindset. The mindset should be that the only reason I invested around 20, 21 or 22 years in my college or school, learning something which was so irrelevant. What we are doing with sin theta and cos theta today, at least I'm not doing anything. In pharmacy, we used to inject adrenaline, that chemical, in frog's body to see the impact of that chemical on their heart. I'm a CEO of IT company. What I'm doing that with skill? Why did I learn that? The only reason we learn that, even if it is irrelevant, or I would say it was uninterested, because we were developing one skill. And that skill is how to learn, even if you're not interested. I repeat, how to learn, even if you're not interested, because in the school of life, you have to pick certain skills. Interested or not interested, that is secondary. But you have to pick certain skills and you have to learn this skill if you really want to explore a maximum potential and maximum benefit from this amazing opportunity we all have called life. Otherwise, we are a part of crowd then, if you're not learning skills. So no matter, even if you are a CEO, and if you think that, Praveen, I'm not able to speak in English fearlessly and fluently, I know that. You know that in case if you are not. Make sure, be a student. Be a student throughout your life and learn like a student. Learn like a student. And a student is incomplete without a teacher, without a trainer, without a mentor. Learn. Any skill. I'm not just talking about English. Learn it. So the fourth mindset which I want you to develop, attitude. What is your attitude towards learning? What is your attitude towards education, developing new skills? The last mindset. And then we will combine all five. The last mindset is, many of us, we want to speak in English fluently. That's the goal, isn't it? Many times, now, to improve your fluency, there are skill set and mindset. To develop any skill, there are skill set, techniques, and method and mindset. Let's take both skill set and mindset. Skill set. Many of us, we try to improve our vocabulary and we feel that if I improve my vocabulary, I can improve my fluency. Up to one extent, it can help, but up to a very small extent. Especially if you have the habit of building or learning very difficult words, which has benefits in other areas of your life, but not building communication or building conversation. Why? Because the very essence of conversation is what? The person should understand you. What is the logic? I see sometimes people using big jargons. What is the logic of speaking if people are not understanding only? They will take action in their life only if they understand, right? I'm not denying the importance of using difficult words too. There is a hack here. Example, whenever you want to use a difficult word, you say, no, Praveen, I have an urge of using difficult word. I want to show that I know this word. Sometimes even I get that urge. But whenever if you have that urge, do a favor to the listener. You should always hook that word with a simple word. Example, I don't want to be disrespectful or impudent about it. So disrespectful, many of us. Impudence, maybe few of you might not be having in your dictionary. Or let me decode this. Let me decipher this. Decoding, everyone has. Decipher, maybe few of you. But because you are using along with decode, decipher, even if you don't have, iska matlab yahi hoga, isn't it? You are helping the audience, listeners, to understand what you want to convey. So vocabulary might not help you to improve your fluency, by the way. It will help you, but adding a flavor in your language. But fluency is not about vocabulary. Fluency is about phraseology. What is phraseology? Phraseology is you learn various ready-made phrases. Example, you watch a movie or something or reading a newspaper and you read one phrase. I remember that day I was reading this phrase called, you should, we should entertain this opportunity. There was a discussion going on and we should entertain this opportunity. Oh, there's a very good phrase. I remember today only I'm using it in my conversation. Milk it for maximum worth. Milk it. Milk it for its maximum worth. Extract maximum juice or maximum benefit from it. What is phraseology? Listen very carefully. When you look towards a phrase, something like this, and if it is matching your personality, yeah, I see a scope of using this phrase in my day-to-day conversation, write it down. I must be having more than 400 to 500 phrases in my phrase bank. Write it down. Maybe your notebook, maybe your mobile, you decide what is your writing device. And then start using it in your day-to-day life. The reason why phrases are easy to use because phrases are nothing but repurposing your current vocabulary. Milk it for its maximum worth, not even a single word here, which is not there in my vocabulary. So if you really want to improve skill set point of view, mindset we will cover, wait a minute, but skill set point of view, if you really want to improve your fluency, it has to be a phraseology, not just necessary heavy words. Come to the mindset of fluency. Are we good on time? Yeah, we are. Mindset. You have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, we don't use English at home. After this webinar, I will sit with my mom. I won't speak in English, isn't it? We won't use English at home. We use English at workplace only. Now, at workplace, the situation is always stressful. Situation is always critical. Most of the time, you're speaking in front of your colleagues and bosses. Content is always new or fresh. Most of the time, when we speak at workplace and when we are not fluent, and if you're using this language, and if you're not fluent, many times we feel that, okay, my language is not good. That's the reason I'm not fluent. But if you critically observe and analyze that situation, that disfluence is not because of the language. That disfluence is because your thoughts are not organized. Your content is not organized. Your language is just a vehicle to deliver whatever you want to convey. You have to master that language. I'm not denying that. But you have the world's best language capacity. But if your thoughts are not organized, how can you deliver the content? So next time, if you feel like this, you're not fluent in speaking at workplace, try this. Shift to your local language or the whichever language which is acceptable at that particular moment. Shift to that language and you will observe that you might struggle to speak fluently even with that language. Content is the king. We know that, right? So fluency is not necessarily about English. Of course, we have to learn that, but sometimes the fluency is always about, or most of the time is also about, are you fluent in your mind or not? 5 mindset: mistake, image, foreign, attitude, fluency. If you take carefully the first letter of all 5 mindset, it should sound like, am I fearless and fluent? Am I fearless and fluent? If answer to that question is yes, Praveen, I am fearless and fluent, then congratulations. But if you say, Praveen, no, I am not, I see a scope of becoming fearless and fluent because that's a requirement of this country. We have to speak in English to express and to grow. Tell us a strategy. Let me ask in the poll, how many of you are hungry and thirsty? Yes, Praveen. What is the strategy? You are hungry and thirsty to know. Click on A. I want to grow in my life because I want to speak in English fearlessly and fluently. Click on it. Click on B. No, Praveen, I'm not interested. A, if you are. B, if you are not. Okay, let me end the poll and let me share the results. 94% people and 6% people. So 94% people. Let's move forward. Understand the strategy. Like any other skill, we have to learn this skill, English skill, layer by layer. Layer by layer. Not just English. Any skill you have to learn layer by layer, step by step, including English. What is the first layer of English? The first layer of English is layer of subconsciousness. That how do I speak in English subconsciously? Like this, we have three more layers. And for each layer, I have a separate, carefully selected mentor. Let's take layer by layer. Let's understand first layer first. What is the first layer? The first layer is that my foundation is so strong that I use English subconsciously. What do you mean by that? It means that I don't have to think in my mind that I'm speaking in English. Moment you are thinking that I am speaking in this language, that language, gone, gone. You can't speak fluently. How do I develop that consciousness that I'm speaking subconsciously? How one child, irrespective of whichever language, even before going to school, they speak in their mother tongue most of the time fluently. We acquire this language. It's called language acquisition device. Surbhi Jain, she's expert in this area, ladies and gentlemen. She helps people with the help of various innovative activities and from her education. She helps people, especially those people who have this fear of English. Praveen, I can't speak in English. I have to convert this English into language and this and that. The first thing which you have to do, you have to understand your foundation is weak. There are certain activities, piece of education you have to complete. So you start speaking subconsciously. So Surabhi will take care of that layer, building foundation. What is the second layer of English? The second layer of English is a layer of grammar. The way in cake, we don't expect even a small black spot on that cream. We need it white, pristine white. Similarly, we need the grammar has to be error-free. Many times, ladies and gentlemen, because many of us, grammar is weak, we are not able to construct complex sentences about the past and this situation and that conditioning. When we are speaking simple, in simple situation, we are very fluent, but moment, little complex situation, complex sentence, we fumble. Now, if you're standing in front of your seniors and then the rest of this, my image and this will come, and then you will hesitate to speak if your grammar is not correct, if you're not clear with your grammar. So in case if you say, Praveen, yes, even that is the area where I need little refresher, then I must tell you, I have someone who has 14 years of experience in training people, and especially her area of expertise at FFA is helping you clearing all your doubts of grammar, but also helping you in case if someone is very weak, you can learn from the scratch. How? I will tell you, but understand first the structure. Then the third layer, fluency. As I told you, fluency is the key. And the way people look towards fluency, you have to change the perspective. For that, I have Karishma. Very carefully, we have decided that this particular role Karishma will take. Why? Because someone who has love for language only can understand the importance of fluency. She can speak in Spanish, she can speak in French, and not like that I can speak in Hindi, Gujarati, Marathi, not that kind of speaking. She can actually train people in Spanish and French. She's a qualified trainer. She loves languages. For her, English is just a language. For us, should be just a language. But she's a polyglot. Polyglot is someone who can speak in more than 3 languages. Only 10% people on the planet Earth, they're polyglot. She has her unique way of improving people's fluency. I will share a few examples, few activities she has started. But her role at Fearless and Fluent community that if you're not fluent, you say, Praveen, I'm good in writing, but I'm not good in fluency. If you're not fluent, you want to speak fluently, then Karishma. And the last, see, no matter who we are, we always want the cherries and berries, right? Business communication. We want to stand inside that conference room and speak like a leader. And as a leader, you have to speak. There are certain leadership, way of speaking. For that, I have a very senior leader from the industry, turned the trainer. She was there in the industry as a senior leader for years. And last few years, she's training business executives, business managers to improve their business communication, business English. What are you waiting for? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the strategy. And if you understand this strategy very carefully, and if you adopt this strategy, I must tell you, you will be speaking in English, or speaking in English will be a cakewalk for you. Now, a question might be coming in your mind, Praveen. 4 trainers. What is the strategy? What is the price? Let me respect time and let's move forward with that. What is the strategy? First, it's a blended strategy where you get access to online course and live both. First, you get access to 25 hours of on-demand online courses, Android and iOS app. Right now, those who will enter, you will get the link to download Android and iOS of both first, plus the web version too. So first, you access very organized from 4 layers, each layer almost 5 to 6 hours of content. So very organized content on learning English layer by layer as per your own convenience. So you get that. You get access to that, number one. Number two, weekly live session. As I told you, only online courses won't suffice. Live session for 2 things. First, clear your doubts. Every week, Wednesday, 7 p.m., one trainer will come live. So in a month, 4 live training sessions. Clear your doubts. Okay. At the same time, the another objective of the trainer is to strengthen your education or strengthen your English more. Example, if Karishma is coming, fluency. Survi is coming, foundation. Charu is coming, grammar. Sashikala madam is coming, then class. Then, ladies and gentlemen, weekly activity session. What do you mean by that? Understand that. Unless and until you are not practicing, it's difficult to learn. Or many times sometimes we feel that, Praveen, with whom I should speak in English, isn't it? With whom? So what we do, only for the members, we invite members every Thursday, 7 p.m. There will be one host, and there's an activity called Practice Buddies. I repeat, there's an activity called Practice Buddies every Thursday, 7 p.m. And you should come. Now, host will reveal 5 topics, and there will be 5 separate Zoom rooms. If you're not aware about Zoom rooms, do not worry. You will understand when you come for the activity. So 5 topics. First topic, say example, is on petrol price hike. And you said, yes, I have to share something on petrol price hike. This topic is in this Zoom room. You go there in that Zoom room. So you will not be visible and audible to others, only those people who are in that Zoom room. And then that small group, they will discuss. There you get an opportunity to speak. There is only one way to improve English, that is speaking after learning. So ladies and gentlemen, there's something called activities. Every Thursday, you can meet your practice buddies. Then what? Then you have a daily fluency booster. What do you mean by that? Every day, you will receive one audio, a proper audio from us. That audio will, for example, something like this. One proper audio file, which will have one phrase which you have to use on that particular day in your conversation. If you're doing it in one day, it's like 30 phrases in a month. Slowly, you will improve your fluency. So you have daily fluency booster. You will get this on Facebook group, at the same time Telegram group. Now, what do you mean by that? All the people who will enter here today, you will not only get access to 25 hours of on-demand online courses, weekly live session, weekly live activity session, daily fluency booster, that is daily audio phrase, but you will be a part of a close private Facebook community where we already have more than 1,000 people. Each and everyone has invested their time, energy, money, and resources. The reason I'm sharing this with you, because you should not have that when you are practicing there, that what people will think about my English. We all are there with same objective, improve English. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the price. It has to be Significant because four trainers and all these services. But because we are in live webinar, you must be expecting some discount. We have already spent 1 hour, 5 minutes. I will respect that. So I will give you discount. For those people who say, Praveen, I want to enter, but I will take my own time. And post webinar, the links which I'm going to share with you, take your time and do enter in FFE community anytime. But you say, no, Praveen, I'm waiting for this. I want this. Then keep your debit card and credit card ready because I'm giving you discount, the best discount within my capacity. The discount is one on the price, that is 1,999 per year. But I'm also giving you discount on time. You don't have to renew if you are entering in this live webinar in next 20 minutes. You get it for lifelong. What do you mean by that? You get 1,999 for lifetime. Let me share the links in the chat. In case if you're watching me outside, you can straight away go to ffunglish.in, but still I will share the link there too. I'm sharing two links. First link, you say, Praveen, I am done. I'm convinced I want to enter and I want to avoid the traffic because there will be traffic on the link when multiple people click on the same link. So I would just want to avoid the traffic and I want to enter. Click on the first link. Let me click on the first link and tell you how exactly this link or this page will look like. See, when you click on the first link, you will land up on this page. See, now you say, Praveen, before I take the decision, I want to have a quick glance of the course content. Click on course content. You will find here, there are 4 folders, Surbi, Charu, Karishma, Sashikala. Under each folder, you will find video 7646. First video under each folder is 3 hours of foundation course from that particular trainer. So if you want to build your foundation of how do I speak subconsciously, first complete that foundation course. Similarly, you say, Praveen, my problem is grammar. First, spend 3 hours, clear your grammar foundation first. Or you say, Praveen, my problem is fluency. Go Karishma. And then, so Praveen, my problem is business English. I just want to add that class, foundation, Sashikala madam. But under each foundation, then there will be 1 hour of educational courses. Example, Charu, use of would have. Each, you should be very clear that, okay, what is my strength or my weakness? If my weakness is grammar, let me first complete Charu's. The strategy is such that you learn as per your own requirement. And you say, Praveen, no, I am the student of life. I want to learn everything. Always welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is only for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, I will be stopping this offer. If you have attended my live webinar before, in 20 minutes, as soon as I hit 20 minutes, I will personally disable the link. Reason because I love those people who take the decision. If 1,999 is not shaking your financial stability, and if you think that, yes, Praveen, I want to speak in English fearlessly and fluently, you will not get a better strategy than this. 5 people are coming together, ladies and gentlemen. We are working very hard on this, understanding that how we can get rid of this problem. That's the reason there are so many things. Some things which you will pick, few things which you might drop, but we have to respect the requirement of all the people. So make sure you will not miss this opportunity if 1,999 is not shaking your financial stability. Clear? Now you say, Praveen, I want to learn more about the trainer. 1 minute. So you go to FF. Let me share the link. Those people who are watching me outside. 1 minute. If you're watching me outside, not on Zoom, the link is there in the chat. I'm giving you 2 links. You can click on ffunglish.in, or in case if the links are getting lost in the chat, just go to ffunglish.in. Now, when you go there, you will find this. You said, Praveen, I want to know more about the trainer. You can go on the link. You will find more about the trainer, about their interest, what sessions they have covered, when you're going to meet them live. At the same time, in case if you want to see a quick glimpse of the trainer, play this video, it's possible. Everything is there. Only one thing which I have not shared with you, which you will get only if you're in 20 minutes. See, I'm giving you access to FFE, everything within our possibility. At the same time, because you are entering into lifetime, even in the future, when we are adding new videos, adding new courses, you will get it free. I have lots of plans. One plan I have about FFE to add a regional language trainer. So Tamil person should speak with a Tamil trainer. Marathi person should speak with Marathi trainer. Punjabi, if it's so, those people who know me, you know that I have accepted this fact that I'm going to leave this planet. So before I go within my capacity, let me try my best. So I want to make FFE after a few days, but that time I have to increase the cost. If I increasing the if I increasing the trainer, I'm an entrepreneur, by the way. I cannot do business in losses. But because you are entering here lifelong, even if I'm putting more trainers, regional language trainer. So Gujarati, come and meet the Gujarati trainer. You will get it absolutely free, but you have to take the decision, boss. There's a limit up to which I can keep this offer at 1,999. Right now, only the profit margins, I've kept it very low because I have a number in my mind. I want to build this community. In my community where I train people on public speaking, I have almost 15,000 plus. I want to build this community. The country needs this. So within my capacity, respect that. If 1,999 is not shaking your financial stability, you know you need this. If you are not able to speak fearless and fluently, even if you are manager, even if you are CEO, or you have started a career, or if you're in 11th and 12th, don't worry. Don't unnecessarily invest. But if you're a student in graduation, you're about to go start your career, you need this. From student to CEO, you need this. Clear? Now, I don't like the word bonus. One gesture from my side, those who are entering in 20 minutes, is this. What I've learned in my life, there is a reason, ladies and gentlemen, that this boy sitting in front of you, even though my dad was a simple auto rickshaw driver, we are doing fairly good as an entrepreneur. Even though you know that I started learning English, had the problem of confidence, but gone on TEDx stage 9 times. There has to be a reason behind that. There has to be a reason behind the way wherever I have reached. And that reason is only one thing, the mindset. Now, one mindset I have is that which I developed only at the age of 37, 30, not before that. I remember I investing 85,000 rupees for the first time in my life. There was a Success Gan event. And in that Success Gan event, they said Peng Joon and Gary Robert, these are international trainers, right? And we get very fascinated by international trainers. So as a normal average Indian, even I got fascinated, and then I paid 85,000 rupees. That was the first time I swiped my card for 85,000 rupees. There were two workshops. One, how to write a book by Gary Robert, and second, digital marketing by Peng Joon. I wrote my book. That's okay. Anyone can write a book. But that one workshop by Peng Joon has changed my life. I didn't learn anything about digital marketing those 3 days workshop. Nothing. Only one thing. How to harness the power of words. How to train people. How to share your knowledge. How to speak. Why to speak and why to train. And I said, even I want to become a trainer here. So you have no idea which investment will give you what. This investment, because you are doing it, do FFE. I'm 1,999, you're doing it only for FFE. But from my side, I'm giving this to you absolutely free, which is there on FFE. That is someone asking me a same question again, how long to pay? So I have to respect time. Let me share that what I'm giving you. Then I have to start 20 minutes timer. Ladies and gentlemen, all those people who are entering in 20 minutes, I'm in the process of building this community of those people who understand the importance of investment on education. So you might have noticed that I am building a community for health. You might have noticed today also, After this webinar, there is a webinar on entrepreneurship. So I'm building community for entrepreneurship. Those people who are investing, I want to make this community. And when you invest, you buy anything, you become a part of my private community where every Tuesday, I used to do, I have stopped for a few days. Again, I will be starting. It will be a paid when I'm starting, but because you are entering, I'm giving that every Tuesday a mindset session. It's a meeting. It's not the lecture. It's the discussion between a small family who believe in this, that yes, only way to grow in life is investing, learning, developing new skills. I love to meet those like-minded people. Discussion on certain important growth mindset. You will be a part of that community. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, decision has to be made. Sir, absolutely different. If you're already a part of Speak and Grow is a different community. There we learn public speaking skills. English is a different community where we learn focus only on language, only on language. So I'm starting the timer now. In next 20 minutes, or if you have already entered, you are getting this lifelong 25 hours of online demand courses, which we will keep increasing. You don't have to pay extra when we add weekly live session, lifelong, clear your doubts, learn more, weekly activity session. Come out from that. I don't have people to speak with. You have practice buddies now. Daily fluency booster. So you add daily, you build your fluency every day and build, speak, practice along with like-minded people. Siri, 20 minutes timer, please. Exactly after 20 minutes, I'm closing this. Let me show you the group, the close private Facebook group, and what exactly we are doing there. See, this is the close private Facebook group here. Now observe. You should see this. You should see this. Group topics on what people are making. So it's not a group where it's inactive. No. These are the topic. When I say topics, these are the techniques and methods which people are practicing, which are given by trainers. Example, shadowing is a technique given by Surabhi to improve your foundation. So people, all these people, they are making videos on shadowing technique, acquisition of language, right? So they're making videos. Similarly, you will find other techniques and methods. I cannot keep this, share this because it's a very private group. So I respect the privacy. But the point I'm making, 1.1 thousand members, 300 on mouth exercise, 295 on speed reading, imitation, all tongue twister, all these are the activities. And I must tell you this also, ladies and gentlemen, even though I'm giving you lifelong, there's a reason I'm giving you lifelong. We are busy. In case if you say, Praveen, right now I'm busy, I want to start this afterwards, I'm giving you lifelong. So you can start anytime, but don't lose opportunity of entering into FFE community. 3 to 4 months, genuine. I cannot say that within 3 months you will able to speak fluently. That will be a wrong claim. Why? Because I have no idea from where you are starting. I have no idea. So I cannot say. I'm a student of communication. I have to use each and every word very carefully. So I can't say, but from wherever you are starting, if you spend 3 to 6 months or 3 to 4 months also, dedicate, committed, complete the online courses. Ladies and gentlemen, complete the course, come, attend live sessions, get your doubts cleared, 3 to 4 months and you're done. You're done. You will get a significant improvement in your English, but only for 17 minutes, 34 seconds. You respect my decision. I respect your decision. English is required. We know that, isn't it? The question, as someone has asked me the question, Praveen, is certificate will be available? Someone asked me the question, Praveen, is certificate is available? Let me share my view on that. Whether certificate will be available or not available. Ladies and gentlemen, I had one certificate in my life. One certificate. And that certificate was certificate of Kho-Kho. certificate of Kho. There was only one, just 3 years ago. Then something happened. I realized that no, I have to learn, I have to speak. And then I will show you something. I had this in my office. My mother came and she said, Praveen, what's wrong? What happened in last 3 years or 4 years? From where you have got all this? So I will show you that. And I will tell you the reason also, what is my perspective towards certificate, but doesn't matter what I am doing. What matters is you have only 16 minutes, 15 seconds to enter into FFE community. Say, let me write the correct spelling of certificate. I should get it. Yeah. This is what happened, ladies and gentlemen. Just my mother came, they came to office and they said, Praveen, from where you have collected all this? In just 2.5 or maybe 3 years max to max. 4 years ago, I started learning speaking. 2 years, I was just learning. From where? They're my dad and mom. And she asked me, from where you have collected all this certificate, Praveen? Or rather, why you have collected these certificates? From how you have collected? You had only one certificate. And I said, only one reason I could able to collect all these certificates, mom. And that reason is, I've learned the importance of harnessing the power of words. Of course, this was not the line, but I learned the importance of expression. I've learned the importance of speaking. There is a book called Die Empty by Todd Henry. You should read that book. Many people are writing, Praveen, I have done, I have paid. What next? What next? Don't worry. I will tell you what next. I will make you to join the closed private group. I will also make you to download the application. Do not worry. But let me complete this. There's a book called Die Empty, ladies and gentlemen. Todd Henry is the author. And Todd Henry, in the book, asking people, so tell me, which is the richest land on the planet? Which is the richest land on the planet? People say California, this, that, Dubai, right? People said so many things. Richest land on the planet. And the Todd Henry said, no. The richest land on the planet is not these places, what you are saying, the city names. The richest land on the planet is graveyard. Graveyard, where we bury bodies after death. You know why? Because he said when people are alive, they don't speak, they don't express. They have so many ideas, suggestions, feedbacks, and they have their own reason. For us, the reason is language. You have to accept this. So many times we are not able to express just because this language is not fearless and fluent here. Moment to learn the mindset and skill set, done. I'm telling you, even though I'm giving you for lifelong, but learn it for 3 to 4 months. A number one language, number one skill which is required. Even if you're a CEO, learn it for 3 to 4 months. Get rid of this. Have one tick in your life that I've removed that fear. So richest land is graveyard because so many people are under the ground. And now they can't speak. So when we are alive, let's speak and grow, ladies and gentlemen. Someone asked me, Praveen, where is the link? Sir, go to ffunglish.in or the link is there in the chat. It's there in the chat. Or write down ffunglish.in because the option is there in front of you only for 12 minutes 53 seconds. I will personally disable the discount after 12 minutes 53 seconds. What do you mean by that? The link which is working right now will show 4999. Now, all those people who have entered, wait a minute. My humble request, do not leave. Wait a minute. Those who have entered, wait a minute. I want you to download this app right now. Download the app. I'm sharing the link with you. Or you can also go to ffunglish.in. From there also you can download the app. But if you are in Zoom, say, I'm going to share the link to download the app. Okay. See, listen very carefully. Android app. Make sure. Shivam, I have just noted that. Let me read it completely, then I will respond to you. Okay. Android app, link is there. iOS app, link is there. When you are downloading the iOS app, it will ask for ORG code. Write down WECRU. WECRU. Write down. Web login. Web login, the link is there. You say, Praveen, I don't want to download the Android app or iOS app. I want to watch everything on web. Make sure the link is there. Save it. It will again ask for ORG code. ORG code is there. WECRU. Clear? Done. Download the app. Then I will tell you how to enter into close private Facebook community. We have only 11 minutes, 8 seconds. Okay. Shivam. Shivam, did you write the secret code? If you have not written the secret code, then we might no, we might reject. You have to write the secret code. So in case if not written the secret code, you know where is the link. Write down the secret code. You know where is the link to. If not, do not worry. Anyhow, I'm going to share that with you. Okay, I will explain to everyone. That time you can do that. Okay, Shivam. Okay, certificate. Yeah. So Province, I've still not answered that question. Yes, you will get the certificate, but my humble request: don't enroll for certificate. That should not be the end objective. Certificate is a piece of paper anyone can issue. I understand the importance of certificates in CV sometimes, or maybe I'm not denying the importance of that. We know that's the culture. Let's not reject that culture, accept it. But don't do it for certificate. Shivam, you do not have to get secret code. I will tell you where is the secret code. If you have already access to mobile application, the secret code is already there. Do not worry. I will tell you. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, last 9 minutes, 43 seconds. Now, those people who said, Praveen, 1999, is it worth? Is it worth 1999? So either you might be in the mood right now because 1999, if you're thinking like this, is it worth? Shall I spend? Shall I not? So 1999 is a big amount, and I'm doing a free live webinar. Sir, where is sir? Aisa mat karo na Shreya. The link is there, Nadia. Is there in the chat, or go to ffunglish.in. Link is there in the chat, or is there, or go to ffunglish.in. Okay. Dr. Anjali, do not worry. Even before I leave, I will tell you what is the process. Do not worry. Okay. I'm just trying to speak to those people because it's my responsibility to ensure that each and every one, if your 1999 is not shaking your financial stability. What do you mean by that? It's like 1999 I pay Praveen and I am done. I will not able to pay my rent or EMIs or bills. I accept that. I understand. I'm doing a free live webinar. I also understand that there are people, or might be people here who might be earning 5,000, 6,000 rupees per month. So I'm not that person that no 1999 is very cost effective, cheap, and this and that. It's all words, and I respect words. So I'm not going to say cheap. 1999 is shaking your financial stability. I can't do it, Praveen. I can understand that you're not entering. But 1999 is not a big deal for me, Praveen. I know that. 1999 is not a very big stuff for me. I invest 1999. So is it worth? So how do you calculate worth? In 1999, you are getting 24. See the volume. I'm getting proper Android and iOS application every week live session. And this person is saying that if you are entering in next 7 minutes, 30 seconds, it's lifelong. Plus activity session also. So I get rid of that whole problem of with whom I should speak. Plus daily I am getting, so I'm alive. It's not that you enter today and you forget. That's the reason I've started this new campaign, daily audio phrase. Right? And you are part of a community. Worth. Absolutely, it has to be worth. Lifelong that too. But still are not entering. If you are spending time, it's 8:30 exactly. And if you are investing your time, valuable time, it means you have a problem of English. Otherwise, you must be having some other agenda to attending this live session. Somewhere at the subconscious level also, you said, Praveen, yeah, I can speak, but not fearlessly and fluently the way I speak in my mother tongue. You have that problem, right? Still, you're not entering. Then it's my responsibility to tell you this might be the reason. Because of that reason only, many people, they're living an average life. And that reason is this. There is a disease because of which people are suffering. That disease is called chromatophobia. The name of the disease is called chromatophobia. Fear of money. And people who suffer with disease, they have one standard line continuously. Do not invest, do not invest, do not invest, save money, do not invest, save money. Why? How do I know? I am the patient of chromatophobia. I'm the patient. If I reach airport in the middle of the night, 1:30 a.m., I will never go outside hotel. I will stay at the airport only. Or AC is there at airport also. Get fresh in the morning in the AC washroom and then move for the meeting. At the age of 37, ladies and gentlemen, I decided to buy Alfonso mango for the first time in my life. Or if 50 rupees mangoes are available, who wants to? 800 rupees. Are you mad? Mangoes are mangoes. Save money. Do not invest. Save money. Do not invest. Or I am the last person on the planet Earth if I'm traveling alone to take a taxi and cab, by the way. Local buses are. In case I remember going to this hotel, and before checking into hotels or small hotels, you check the room, right? I saw this bizarre hotel. There's a fan in the washer. Who puts a fan in the washer? Why is it? Okay, that's absolutely okay. Save money. Save money. I'm the patient of chromatophobia. I also behave like that, but I save money only so I can invest wisely on certain skills which can help me to grow in my life. In last 2.5 years, I must tell you, I have invested on multiple mentors. The first thing which this is what I do. For example, if I want to learn swimming, the first thing which I will do, I will go for swimming for 4 to 5 days. If I build that consistency, the second thing I do, where is the trainer? Let me select the trainer and surrender, Baba. I don't have time. I have limited time on this planet Earth. Let me save time, invest money, save time, learn, and start enjoying the benefits from that skill. I'm learning mind mapping, speed reading, breathing, yoga, running. For each and every skill which I have selected in my life, moment I find, yes, I'm interested in this, yeah, this is, doesn't matter interested, not interested, something is required. I select, I invest. So I am also a patient of chromatophobia. If you are a patient of chromatophobia, congratulations, don't invest, save money, but don't hesitate to invest when it comes to growing in your life, because each and every one has to leave this planet. We are not going to stay eternal here. If you want to grow, be serious. Coming to all those people who have already entered last 3 minutes, 15 seconds, then I'm closing this. How to access web version? The link is already there. Link is already there. Now, all those people who have entered, I want you to, if you have downloaded the app, congratulations. If not downloaded, you can go to web version 2, put your mobile number, put the ORG code, put the OTP. It's a very well-built modern app where instantly you will receive the OTP, no username, password required. Instantly you will receive the OTP, put the OTP, you are inside. Now, say, go to course content and click on FFE resource. How to access close private Facebook community. Go to course content and click on FFE resource. When you click on FFE resource, there is a PDF file in that. If you are a paid member, PDF file will open. If you are not paid, you have saved that 1999 with you. You have kept it with you only because you must be having a genuine reason of doing that. Then this will not open. If you are a paid member, open that file. There are 2 links in that file. First link, Send the request to join close private Facebook group. But my humble request, read carefully. Don't be in a hurry just to send and send the request. Read carefully in that. It will ask for the secret code. When you click on the Facebook close private joining link, it will ask, tell us what is the secret code. The secret code is there in the PDF file. Put the secret code. We will accept the request. Clear? If you do not put the secret code, then my team has to do it manually. And sometimes we reject the request then. So make sure you're putting the secret code, number one. Number two, there is a link of Telegram. Telegram, if you are not aware, it's like WhatsApp. There's a Telegram group too. The reason why we have Telegram group, because we send notification on Facebook. At the same time, we also send notification on Telegram. What notification? Wherever there's a live event. When are the live events? Every Wednesday and every Thursday. Wednesday is learning. Thursday is practice. Download Madhuri. Is it a question or you're telling me? If it is a question, how to download the app? The links are already there in the chat. Just see Android app, iOS app, last 40 seconds, then I'm closing it. Anyone here who is in the middle of the payment, just say I in the chat box. Otherwise, time is over, ladies and gentlemen. I have to respect my words. I have to respect the decision was taken by you, those who have entered in 20 minutes. Anyone here in the middle of the payment, just type I in the chat box if you're in the middle of the payment. Otherwise, I'm in the process of disabling the discount. If you are in the middle of the payment, just say I. Sir, my humble request, do it. Do it fast. Already paid. 20 minutes are over. Do it fast. Those who are in the middle of the payment. Already paid. Can you repeat the process to join the FB page? Okay. See, you are a member of FFE community now. Those who have paid, right? Those who have paid. You are the member. By the way, how many of you have paid? Just type I in the chat box. Just type I in the chat box. Just Praveen, I am in. Just type I. Just type I in the chat box if you're already paid. Right? All those people who are writing I. Now listen very carefully. All those who are writing I, listen very carefully. I'm stopping the chat so we can focus on what I am saying. Otherwise, few people have a habit of counting how many hours. So I've stopped the chat. The I will keep on coming. Now, if you have written I, if you are a paid member, listen very carefully. What should be the strategy now? Very carefully, very fast, because 9 p.m. the next webinar will start. The strategy should be download the app first. Second, if you don't want to download the app, the web version. iOS app, WECRU ORG code. Web version, WECRU ORG code. The strategy should be this. First, you should go on this link, as I told you. Last time I'm telling you, I'm then closing the webinar, right? Because 9 p.m. then there is, if you want to learn entrepreneurship startup, you should attend that webinar. So I have to respect time. So those people who have entered, just to ensure that you are sending the request right now. FFE, join close Facebook group request. If you're sending right now, I want you to go here. Course content. Course content. I repeat, I'm repeating for the last time. Course content. Click here. Open FFE resource. There is a PDF file. Click there. In that PDF file, there is a link to join Facebook group. Instruction is given in that link itself. Read the instruction. These are self-explanatory instruction, but make sure click on the link, put the secret code, and we will accept your request. With this, ladies and gentlemen, I am disabling the discount. What do you mean by that? It means the same link which you have, I have shared with you. The same link now should show $54999. So if I have to share this, it's showing now 4,999. I have respected my words. You have to respect your decision. Work hard. There is a chat module in FFE, Android application and iOS application. There is a chat which is visible only to those people who are a part of FFE. Sometimes we will open that chat, sometimes we will close that chat. Okay, based upon the requirement. But you can always write to my team privately on the chat. Clear? Telegram group is in the same PDF file. With this, ladies and gentlemen, I have to respect time. All those people who have entered in FFE, thank you very much. Those who have not, you must be having some genuine reason behind that. But irrespective of that, let me respect time. Today we have started the journey by learning 5 mindset which is required. Keep those 5 mindset in mind if you want to speak in English fearlessly and fluently. With this, bring